Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tisch Levels Court inside the Anderson Athletic Center for our final MIAA women's basketball broadcast of the 2024-25 season, featuring the Knights of Calvin University and your Kalamazoo College Hornets. Good afternoon again. My name is Zach Metz. To my left is Maya Pasillas. Maya, thank you for taking the time to join me. Senior day, an emotional day, always is, always will be. What do you think we're going to see today?
Well, I'd be lying if I said it was an easy one, right? I think today, we're going to expect more of the same. A lot of man-to-man defense. I'm really hoping one major component that I do have to mention, I feel like every point, as per usual, is going to matter in this game. And I think today, more than ever, the three is going to have to fall for the Hornets. I think that is a part of their game as much as they're good in the paint. I think today, to beat this Calvin team that's so smooth sometimes, and they have a good defense on their own as well, the three is going to have to fall because they're going to need more options for attacking power. And I think in other games where they fall to these type of teams, it's the three is not falling, and they lose those points that would help them kind of gain a cushion when they do have that lead. So it's going to be a lot of that, I think. I think for me, the biggest thing that I want to see today is that three falling because I know they have the defense in check, and I know they can do that in the paint game. I just really need to see the three today.
We're about to have our senior day presentation. We have our most valuable professor ceremony as well. A quick read of the starting lineups, though, before that. Calvin, 13-10, 9-5 in league play, coached by Mark Christner. Their starters, sophomore guard from Lake Orion, Michigan, Chloe Wiegers. Junior guard from Plymouth, Michigan, number 13, Anna Fernandez. Senior forward from Vienna, Virginia, 14, Valerie Dirksey. Sophomore guard from Grand Rapids, Michigan, 23, Caitlin LaRue. And sophomore forward from Grand Rapids, Michigan, 24, Hannah Saul. Kalamazoo 8-14, 3-10 in league play, coached by Ryan Clark in his second year. Their starter, senior guard from Ann Arbor, Michigan, number 15, Jackie Brines. Sophomore guard from Cedar, Michigan, number 21, Ruby Hogan. Junior forward from Plainwell, Michigan, number 22, Lauren Vanderstelt. Senior guard from Kalamazoo, Michigan, number 32, Jalen Horn. And freshman forward center from Kalamazoo, Michigan, number 44, Elise Bauman. We're about to turn it over now to PA guy Tanner White for today's presentation of Senior Day.
Relentless on the court, leads by example, and hates to lose more than anyone maybe I've ever seen. sophomore year and our tip-off tournament trip this year to Pennsylvania. After graduation, Jalen is planning on attending grad school to earn her PhD. Asked what piece of advice she would give her freshman self, Jalen states, "Don't be so hard on yourself. Mistakes are part of the process. As long as you're growing as a person, that's what matters." Coach Clark had this to say about Jalen. "She's one of those teammates that never gets a lot of credit but has to do a lot with the success and growth of our young team. She brings a calming and mature presence in the locker room, but a fierce physicality and competitiveness every day on the court. Jalen, I've been quite literally witnessing you grow up from the time you were hanging around Coach Ty and I's practices when you were barely able to dribble with your dad as an assistant 14 years ago to now as a senior on our program. You've grown not only in your game, but as a leader and as a person in your time here, and I know you'll be successful in the next phase of life. So thank you for everything you've given as well." One more round of applause as we celebrate these seniors for their contributions to Kalamazoo women's basketball. the sophomore number 23, Caitlin Blue. And at forward, the sophomore number 24, Hannah Saul. Calvin is coached by Mike Christner, assistant coaches Heather Stringo and Anna Drews. And now for your starters for the Hornets. Senior guard from Ann Arbor Pioneer High School, number 15, Jackie Grimes. A 5'7" sophomore guard out of Cedar, Michigan, number 21, Ruby Hogan. A junior forward, 6'1" out of Plainwell, number 22, Lauren Anderson. A 6-foot freshman center from Kalamazoo, number 44, Elise Coleman. And rounding out the lineup, a 5'6" senior guard from Kalamazoo, number 32, Jalen Ford. Hornets are coached by Ryan Clark, assistant coaches Kelsey Howell, Tylee Stewart, and Valerie Brzezinska. And our officials are Matt Joyce Mars, Andrew Zainab, and Seth Howell.
Change up in the PA. Tanner White gets us started for Senior Day, the final home broadcast for Kalamazoo College women's basketball for this year. Our officials, Brad Doystermars, Andrew Zadima, and Seth Powell. Calvin in their maroon with the gold letters and numbers outlined in white. The Hornets in white, letters and numbers in orange outlined in black. They got the orange stripes. We are ready to get this game underway. Lauren Vanderstelt, the former Calvin Knight, will jump against Hannah Saul. And we are underway. First possession will go to Calvin. As Anna Fernandez has it on the wing, their leading scorer on the year. Calvin's a lower scoring team compared to what the Hornets have seen, but very good defensively. As Chloe Wiegers drives at horn, it's into the corner to Caitlin LaRue. LaRue gives to Valerie Dirksey. Now a quick entry to Saul. Saul to the left hand, the shot rolls. Ruby Hogan has it first for Kalamazoo. Vanderstelt on the wing, draws the assignment from Saul. Elise Ballman gives it to Hogan. Hogan's pushed long ways from the basket. Will drive, picks up the dribble, and she traveled. Mentioned some of those numbers in terms of scoring. Calvin, 60 a game, which isn't near the top of the league scoring numbers, but they only allow about 53 points. As a left-handed hook, no good for Saul. Gets it back and scores. Hogan around a screen, into the paint. Out to Horn. Horn drives towards the baseline. Picks it up, tried to find Brines. It was deflected by Fernandez. Brines into the front court. 10 to shoot. Brines drives, and she traveled.
Yeah, Kalamazoo looking to set the tempo early. You can kind of see where they're holding on to the ball, kind of getting some passes in, and that's good right now. Fortunately, it is causing these type of travels just because they're trying to stop and start, and I think that's kind of making them lose track of that, making sure they get that basketball down before those two steps.
LaRue drives out to Fernandez for three. That drops. Fernandez over 30% from three, scores 14 a game, the junior from Plymouth. Knights on a 7-0 run to start the game. Vanderstelt looking to create, spins out to Elise Ballman. Her three doesn't go. Rebound controlled by Valerie Dirksey. Calvin pushes. LaRue stops and has to kick it out to Wiegers, who will set the offense. Now Dirksey flips it up, no good, right hand. And Ballman runs down the rebound. That's the first stop for Kalamazoo in this game. Hogan Looks to drive, now gives to Brines. Brines enters the Ballman. Drop step reverse, rejected by Saul. It's a height mismatch. Ballman tall, but Saul a little bit taller. As that three no good. Hogan's got the rebound. Hogan 1-on-4. Has to slow down. Out to Ballman. Now Hogan around another screen, and she traveled again.
Yeah, and it's more of that start, stop, right? Trying to make an effort to control that tempo is just not helping out right now. But Hornets definitely going to have to cook up some type of play because they're down 0-7 right now. And you don't want all the momentum to be with Calvin so early in the game.
Sophia Moore comes in for the first time for Kalamazoo. The freshman from Brighton takes out Horn. He gets a couple of minutes to start on senior day for her first career start. A little high-low game. Dirksey has it deflected out of bounds by Moore. And Calvin will make their first sub. They bring in Sophie Sensenig, senior from Grays Lake, Illinois. .70 Knights in the early going. As a drive from Sensenig, a kick out to Fernandez. That shot deflected, but a foul.
Oh, good placement there by Ruby Hogan, but I guess she got a touch on there, so it's going to be a foul. But overall, good placement and good defense by Ruby Hogan. Definitely something you want to see more, just I guess a little bit more cleanly.
At the line, shooting two, Anna Fernandez.
So Anna Fernandez to the line for two, a 67% free throw shooter. As the first one drops, Calvin is in the midst of at least a 26-game win streak against Kalamazoo, as far back as the records online go. That's since 2012. Second free throw good, and their head coach, Mark Christner, has had some good teams but has fallen victim to the conference he plays in as Moore's shot is blocked. Hogan goes back up with the right and scores the first bucket for Kalamazoo. Fernandez gets it on a cut and an immediate counterpunch from the Knights.
2 points for Anna Fernandez.
4 minutes in, 11-2. Calvin in control early. Brines has it on the wing, gives to Ballman. Over to Hogan. Tries her first three, no good. Would have been a big shot to go early in this game, and Calvin going to run again. Fernandez gives to Dirksey. Pump fake into the lane. Flips it up, no good. But got the offensive rebound. Fernandez, a quick step and a floater that falls short. A good look both for Fernandez and Dirksey, but neither dropped. As Vanderstel has it to Bauman. Halfway through the clock, they're looking for Vanderstel, and it's a pass deflected and stolen into the hands of LaRue. Now LaRue drives, tries to split two, and got fouled on the way up, and that will send her to the line for two with subs coming.
Yeah, and that whole play, right, started at that turnover there. And it's definitely not something Kalamazoo wants to give up so early, but kind of seems like they're trying to get everything into motion as of now. I mean, we're only about 5 minutes into the quarter, and I just think that they're trying to get everything into motion. You see the three trying to fall, a bit of back iron that they're meeting, but honestly, I'm expecting a couple of those for the three to kind of get into motion and to kind of get that fluidity into the game. So something that we're probably going to see a little bit more, but hopefully that just turns out for the better towards the end.
Caitlin LaRue shooting two, the sophomore from Grand Rapids. Her first free throw is good. About 66% on the year. Calvin has hit their shots so far in this game. Now 3 of 3 from the line. Second free throw goes, 4 of 4. They've converted 1 of 2 threes and are 4 of 7 from the field. They deploy some full court pressure. Halfway through the first quarter, 13-2 lead for the Knights. Vanderstel goes all the way to the rim and got fouled.
Yeah, that run definitely worthy of some type of point, so I'm glad that she at least got the foul on there, but you can definitely see that Calvin has been working all season, working with that man-to-man defense, and it's really just been helping them out.
We go to our first media timeout of this game. Calvin with an early 13-2 lead. Lauren Vanderstelt, the Calvin transfer, who is a 65% free throw shooter, misses her first one. Second one rattles out. Vanderstelt 0 of 2. The junior for the Hornets scores about 10.5 a game and 9 rebounds, and LaRue shuffled her feet. That's travel. Quick view on the subs that came in for Kalamazoo. It's Louie Wilkes, the freshman guard forward from Portage, Michigan, and Josie Cook, a junior forward center from North Muskegon, Michigan. And for Calvin, they made a few. Jamie Custer, freshman guard from Galena, Ohio, as Vanderstelt tries to leave it for Wilkes, and she's going to be grabbed by another one of the new subs. Gabby Hallowell, freshman from Charlotte, Michigan. Calvin also brought Saul back in, as that shot no good for Wilkes. 3 in the corner for Custer is good. Calvin out in front early in a big way. 14-point Knights lead. These teams met earlier this year in Grand Rapids. Calvin won 60-35. Wilkes tries a 3. That's no good. You mentioned the threes needed to fall for the Hornets, and they haven't hit one yet. And a travel will be called. LaRue took an extra step.
Yeah, and it's going to be kind of like those smaller plays here that Calvin seems to be misstepping a bit. We're going to be looking for the rest of this game for Kalamazoo to continue to trip up Calvin, continue to cause those costly turnovers, and continue to play on those turnovers and kind of get some points in here, close this gap.
Taylor Dinda, sophomore from Lake Orion, Michigan, comes into the game. Tries a deep 3. That comes up well short. Maybe a little too deep from Dinda, who is a good shooter, despite the numbers just saying 23%. She draws the attention of a lot of other teams as a shooter. And she will check out, and Brines will come in. Sensenig has it for the Knights, hands it to Fernandez, who just came back in. Fernandez drives, gets to the right, and scores. 18-2 early, Calvin dominating. Vanderstelt crossing over, going to try and do it herself. Tried to step through the lane, shot got blocked by Saul. And Calvin running again. Sensenig had it stripped. Vanderstelt's got it, Brines trying to outrace everybody. Jump stops, couldn't finish. Calvin again running. Brines hurries back. Sensenig fakes, drives, got it to go.
Yeah, Kalamazoo just getting beaten in transition, and it's going to call for another timeout.
Mark Christner for Calvin fired up, as they have used the first 7 minutes of the game to take a 20-2 lead over Kalamazoo. Out of the timeout, it's Hornet possession. Something to keep an eye on. Ruby Hogan did pick up 2 fouls earlier, so she is going to have to be out for a while, which not good for the Hornets, as their leader in nearly every category will be on the bench for a while as Moore had the ball deflected out of bounds. As Dirksey comes back in. Inbound comes to Wilkes, who drives, and the shot emphatically blocked by Saul.
Yeah, just the Hornets right now getting beaten in the paint just by Calvin, and the height mismatch right now is really not helping them out. But I think it's going to be dishing it out to the outside and trying to get that 3 to fall. It's really going to help the Hornets out.
Saul's got a ton of length as that one deflected out of bounds by Saul. Calvin as a whole, very long team. Wilkes tries to drive out to Brines. Brines drives to Bauman, 5 to shoot. Bauman gets fouled. Was it on the way up is the question. I believe it was.
I think it was too, and you can see Bauman kind of thought about that 3 for a second, and then she kind of had that hesitant step forward into the paint. Again, I think the Hornets are on the same track here trying to get that 3 to fall, but
Bauman hits the free throw.
Still trying to get that paint game that they're so good and used to work.
Well, they're not a great three-point shooting team overall, as Bauman goes 2 of 2 at the line, just 27% from deep. That's that pass nearly intercepted by Moore. Now Custer's got it. Saul picks it up and gives it to Dirksey. Now a spin move and a floater. That goes for Custer.
Yeah, and that was just a good spin move. Moore kind of had her on lockdown, I thought, and then she hit that spin, turned around, and it was game over there.
Brines drives out to Bauman. Wilkes. The hook doesn't drop. It's a good look that doesn't fall for Wilkes. Hornets have scored just 4 points in this quarter as Fernandez gives to Dirksey. Picks up the dribble. Gives to Custer. Another drive. Got it to go again. 24-4 lead as we approach the 1-minute mark of the first quarter. Brines picks it up, gives to Wilkes, who's being pressured by Hallowell. Now Wilkes leads for Bauman, shots blocked. Knights with early numbers, and a nice move by Hallowell. The 3 doesn't drop. Saw the offensive rebound. She's going to the line for 2. First one on Brines as Dinda comes in for more. Calvin brings Wiegers back in. Saul misses the front end. Saul has seen her struggles at the free throw line this year at just 36%. That one goes, though. And she will exit. In comes Sensenig. Under a minute to go in the first. The inbound goes to Wilkes. Vanderstel has it stolen on the pass to Brines. Fernandez fades away, and the shot was blocked by Vanderstel. Dinda pushing ahead to Wilkes. To Brines, who spins, picks up the dribble, about a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Vanderstel steps back for three, no good. Shot clock off for the Knights. Do they push or do they hold for one? Crossover, and the ball's deflected out of bounds. Crossover from Custer, and it was knocked out of bounds. As LaRue comes in, takes Custer out. We played a really strong shift in the first quarter. And the inbound kicked by Wilkes, 13.5 seconds. Shot clock off. Fernandez steps back. Another three. That doesn't go. It'll roll out of bounds. Hornets have 6.4 seconds left. Inbound to Wilkes. Wilkes has to go quickly. 5 seconds. Wilkes tried to split a bunch. Got it to Brines. The three doesn't go at the horn. And Calvin, dominant as you can be in that first quarter. We go to the second. Hornets trail it 25-4. We start the second quarter, and it was following a first quarter firmly controlled by Calvin as Ruby Hogan back in for the Hornets. And can't handle the pass. It'll be out of bounds to the Knights.
And at this point, the Hornets just cannot afford to kind of chop up a pass like that. I mean, down 4:25 here, and I think it's just they got to clean it up. They're getting beaten in the paint so far, and they're getting beaten with the defense. Man-to-man is really coming down hard on them. So just needed to clean it up and kind of get some hype on their side. The bench looks a little sad, and I feel like kind of hyping that up can change the momentum of this game.
That's 6 turnovers for the Hornets as Fernandez drives, spins, 4 to shoot for Dirksey. A physical move, and the finish is there. Makes it 27-4. Hornets haven't scored since the 2:26 minute for Ballman, and Dinda can't change that despite some contact. And walking into a wide open three is LaRue. It's good. LaRue is Calvin's best three-point shooter at 36.5%. The Hornets' lone field goal came at 6:01 in the first. It was by Hogan, who tries again, can't get it to go. Bryans outworks everyone for the offensive rebound. Hogan gives it to Bryans, who's going to be fouled by Fernandez.
Yeah, hard foul there too. Both players coming in hard for that ball, and it just ended up in a collision.
First of the quarter against the Knights. It's the second one on Fernandez, who comes out of the game. Custer back in. Bryans left alone. Long two, drops. First Hornet field goal in almost 10 minutes.
Nice one too.
And this one is going to be given to Calvin out of bounds. It was deflected, they say, off of Dinda.
Yeah, I thought it was going to go the other way here, but either way, Kalamazoo looking to get a stop now and kind of flip this over to the opposite end.
Custer to Dirksey. Gives to LaRue, who drives. Leaves it for Sensenig, a three. No good. Hogan's got the board. Push ahead to Bryans. Dinda nearly traveled as LaRue tried to take it away. Now Hogan in the corner to Dinda, and she got fouled. It's going to go against LaRue. It's her first. As Saul will come back in for the Knights. Taylor Dinda can't hit the first free throw, about 66% from the stripe this year. Second one drops. And Chloe Wiegers will handle for Calvin, give to LaRue. One more, Sentenig in the left slot. Drives right at Ballman, stops, and a travel.
There you go.
It's probably the third or fourth one called on Calvin so far.
Yeah, and it has to be thanks to the Hornets just a bit here. I mean, kind of when they really have good positioning on all the players, it kind of puts Calvin at a bit of a kind of like hesitant moments where they kind of pick up those travel calls. So something that you want to see the Hornets do again.
Bryans drives and rejected by Saul, but Vanderstelt there to clean it up.
And there you go. That placement comes in clutch again. Vanderstelt at the right place, at the right time, and it ended with two for the Hornets.
Hornets trailing by still a large number, and that's out of bounds to the Hornets. (30-9) is the score shown by the official stats. Dinda is looking for Vanderstelt. Now gives it to her. Saul pulled away from the basket. Vanderstelt gives it to Bauman. 10 for Hogan. Hogan gets it up and gets it in.
Oh, beautiful there by Hogan.
Puts the Hornets now down 30-9. Entry to Sensenig. Mid-range J, that doesn't go. And the Hornets with a bit of a run here. A 7-0 run for Kalamazoo right now. Still a long way to go. Hogan to Dinda. Steps into a three. Connects.
There you go, and that's what you want to see. Dinda coming in with a deep three. Beautiful, nice arc, and in for three for the Hornets.
10-0 run for the Hornets. LaRue trying to answer. No. Brines the rebound. Brines steps back. Got it to Vanderstelt. Out to Dinda. Just hit one. Shot doesn't go, and the loose ball comes to Hogan, who's got it. In some trouble, and LaRue blocks the shot. Now Calvin pushing. LaRue, nobody stops ball. Vanderstelt blocks it.
Yeah, it took a second to let out that screen, too, and I mean, would you blame her?
Hogan steps. This will be a long two. No good. Ballman's got it. She's fouled.
Yeah, and just look at the crowd come alive. The bench is up, and this is exactly the type of momentum that you want the Hornets to have here.
First on Sensenig, third on the Knights. Ballman shooting two. It gives everyone a chance to breathe as Wilkes comes in, Moore comes in, Cook will come in. First one for Ballman is good. Just 57% from the line this year. The run continues for the Hornets. As the second one, that doesn't go. Saul holds it for the Knights. 30-15 our score. An 11-0 run for the Hornets as Lindsey Minderhoud comes into the game. Long shot short for Hallowell, who just came in, and it's going to be another sub as I believe a timeout.
Yeah, and that short three, I mean, all credit to the Hornets for disrupting Calvin's flow, and it's just leading to all good things for the Hornets right now.
Takes us to a immediate timeout. 4:47 to go in the second quarter. Hornets get it within 15. Hornets with it, trying to continue the run that has them within 15. Hogan crosses over, is going to get into the paint, and she traveled.
Yeah, kind of held on to it there, and it's going to cause that turnover. Try to dish it out, but I think she kind of kept her eyes up for a little too long.
So with it is Gabby Hallowell. Enters to Saul. Saul goes right at Cook. A step through, and she gets it to go to end the run. Wilkes picks it up, gives it to Hogan. Hogan, baseline, got fouled by Lindsey Minderhoud.
Yeah, and Hogan continued to try that drive in, and it's just not really playing out the best. But I think she's really trying to break it down, and hopefully it starts to fall a bit more.
2 for Hogan. Kalamazoo's best free throw shooter at just a touch under 77%. First one's away, no good. 32-15, Calvin in front. One more for Ruby. It rattles out. And then a foul is going to go against the Hornets, I believe, Vanderstelt. Yes.
Yeah, a bit of a reach over there.
Hornets 4 of 10 from the free throw line today. The lows have hurt them as they try and come back. Fernandez fades away, doesn't go. Saul deflected it. It's heading towards the baseline, and the Hornets will get it.
Yeah, so this is the time where the Hornets really got to control here and kind of get to win, bring the momentum back into their bench as they had it, and try to start another run-up.
Minderhow back in. Wilkes directing traffic. Wilkes will drive, has it stripped away by Minderhout. Now Hallowell and Calvin can push again. Fake and a give to LaRue. Picks it up, now they're looking for Saul. Moore nearly deflected, but a foul.
Yeah, and on the offensive side of things, they kind of have Ruby Hogan on lockdown. You know what I would do? I'd use Ruby Hogan a little bit, draw a little bit more players. She always draws them to the paint and then dish it out to the corners. I feel like that's going to leave a lot of opportunity for the Hornets if they try to utilize Ruby Hogan in kind of that way.
Moore goes for a steal again. Saul was looking for Minderhout. It's knocked out of bounds. So when you say use Ruby Hogan more, is it more of like in a pick and roll type of way or just an isolation way?
Yeah, like in a pick and roll type of way. I'm honestly saying it in the way where she draws defenders, and that's exactly what you want to do. Have her draw them to the paint, have her dish it out instead of taking it to the rim, and maybe we can see some more points, more efficient points from the Hornets.
LaRue missed, and then a travel's going to be called as Wilkes couldn't stay on her feet through some contact.
Didn't expect the travel call there, but that's how it's called. And again, Kalamazoo looking for another stop.
It's going to give Calvin a fresh clock, too. Dirksey gets into the paint, fakes, right hand is good. And Calvin has answered. Moore on the wing to Hogan. Looking isolation for now, gives it to Moore. Now Wilkes out to Cook. Vanderstelt was looking three, now got it to Wilkes, and she is fouled. It's going to go on Hallowell, her second.
Yeah, a lot of one-on-one fights going on right here in the paint, and I mean, you can see both teams want it, but right now Hornets looking to close this gap, and their efforts continue.
Fernandez back in as well as Wiegers. Hornets are in the bonus, so Wilkes will shoot two. 56% free throw shooter. Can't get it to go, so she'll have one more. Second one down. 18-point game.
Checking back in for the Hornets, Jackie Bryant.
As the give is to LaRue. And now Saul attacks, scores again.
Yeah,
9 points
nice
for
shot.
Saul. Calvin up 20. Brines drive, step through, couldn't get it to go. They've missed some shots around the rim too. As Wiegers dishes it out, LaRue gets a three. That's no good. And Brines rips away the rebound. Ahead looking for Hogan. He got deflected. It'll head out of bounds. Hornets will keep it. As Custer comes back in, as well as Minderhout and Dinda in for the Hornets.
Yeah, and with Dinda in again, I repeat what I just keep saying. They use Hogan to draw those three defenders into the paint. Dish it out, Dinda with a corner three. I mean, that's something I would chalk up.
Hogan around the screen. Back to Ballman, who was fading. Now the drive. He's looking for Vanderstelt. It's deflected out of bounds. Hogan trying to create. Has two getting sent at her, and now out to Brines. Steps back, and a foul is going to be called against Calvin.
Yeah, definitely there. Kind of charged into Bauman.
It's going to go on Saul. It's going to be her second. Foul trouble hitting Calvin, which, with the way the score is, and now it's actually going to go on Minderhout. It's her second anyway, as Bauman will get free throws out of it and hit the first one. Wilkes will come in, takes Hogan out, and Fernandez back in.
Nice.
Second one goes. Hornets back within 20 points. They've outscored the Knights in this quarter by 4. A 3 for Fernandez won't change that for the moment, and Vanderstelt's got the board. Wilkes slams on the brakes. They get into the half court. Vanderstelt to Brines. And an offensive foul is going to be called, an illegal screen going against Bauman.
I'm not sure if she shuffled her feet. I wasn't really looking at Bauman at that moment.
First one for Bauman. LaRue back in for Calvin. As we approach the 1 minute mark here in the first half. Calvin gets into the action. Wiegers got a step, got fouled, got it to go. Hogan comes back in for the Hornets. One free throw for Uyghur. Can't get the free throw to go. 20-point lead for the Knights. Hogan crossing over, trying to create, draws the attention and kicks out the Bauman. Now Vanderstelt. Nowhere to go. Dinda's got 10 to shoot. Now Hogan with 7. Has it poked away, and a foul is going to be called on Custer. That'll be her first, and 2 free throws for Hogan.
Foul on the Knights, number 34, Jamie Custer. First, at the line for 2 shots, Ruby Hogan. Checking in for the Hornets, Sophia Moore.
Moore comes in for Brines, who on that last foul picked up her second. So she will come out for the remainder of the half. Hogan has 2 free throws and hits the first. Bit of a quieter half for Hogan, just 5 points. Shot clock is off, so Calvin can hold for the final shot as Wilkes will come take Hogan out. Calvin's got it. They have Wiegers bring it up. Wiegers will hold. Flare screen for LaRue. They got a good look out of it. Shot doesn't fall. Dirksley's got the offensive rebound. Ball is loose. And a jump ball. We'll give this to Calvin with 1/10 of a second left. That's actually probably not a bad outcome for the Hornets because it'll give them possession first to start the second. Point 1, all you can really do is tip this in, so you'd imagine it's going to be some sort of lob to Saul. And unable to get it off in time was Fernandez. That will take us to halftime. Calvin dominated the first quarter. Hornets built some ground back in the second. Maya, what do you think is the biggest key for the second half?
I think right now we've seen it they found the key a little bit in the second quarter here where they kind of went on that run for a while, and I think it's going to be more of that. Everything was so smooth during that kind of, like an 11-point run where they kind of closed that gap. I think they're going to have to continue to build on that. The momentum was on their side. They figured out answers to getting beat in that paint, and I think that's going to be what the remainder of this game is going to be. It's going to be, can they respond to Calvin's defense? Because Calvin seems to just have everybody on lockdown, specifically Ruby Hogan, to kind of see always a 2-on-1 there situation where Hogan is just not able to get a clean shot off. So again, I think it's going to be more dishing it out into those corners. I'm going to see maybe utilizing Dinda more in those corner threes type situations. I don't know. In my personal opinion, I think that's kind of where the move should be. But again, it's going to be, can the Hornets respond to that Calvin defense?
Let's look at some first half numbers. Hornets with just 5 field goals, 5 of 25 from the field, 20%. Calvin 48.4%. Knights have hit 3 threes on 12 tries. Hornets 1 of 6. Kalamazoo has 9 of 16 at the free throw line. Calvin 5 of 7. Hornets do have 20 rebounds to Calvin's 19, including 6 offensive for Kalamazoo. And in turnovers, the Hornets, that's been an issue. They got 10 turnovers to Calvin's 5 individually. For the Knights, they are led by Anna Fernandez and Hannah Saul, each with 9. Jamie Custer adding 7. In the rebounding category, Valerie Dirksey with 5, Saul with 5, and assists, Chloe Wiegers with 2. And foul trouble for Calvin, they do have a bit of it. Fernandez with 2, Gabby Hallowell with 2, and Lindsay Minderhout with 2. For the Hornets, they are led by Ruby Hogan, 6, Elise Bauman with 5 behind her. Jackie Brines lead them with 5 boards. Hogan, Lauren Vanderstelten, Bauman each with 3. Hogan and Sophia Moore each with an assist. And the Hornets foul trouble, Jackie Brines with 2 and Ruby Hogan with 2. We're going to take a break for halftime. Be back in about 12 minutes for the second half. We thank you all for tuning in. Your halftime score, Calvin 38, Kalamazoo 20. Welcome back to our Senior Day broadcast of Kalamazoo College Women's Hoops and an MIAA matchup featuring Calvin and Kalamazoo. The Knights with a 38-20 lead at the break. They dominated in the first quarter, and then Kalamazoo battled their way back, outscoring the Knights by 3 in the second. They still have a long, long way to go. Zach Metz here with me, Maya Pasillas. Let's take a look around the MIAA and some women's basketball scores over in Adrian. Adrian leading Albion 39-38. St. Mary's leading Alma 40-29. If Kalamazoo wants to get into the MIAA tournament, they would have to pull the upset over the Knights today, and then they would need an Adrian loss. Then they would need another win, another Adrian loss. Yeah, Sophia Moore has on the wing for Kalamazoo. Their second half starters, Ruby Hogan, Lauren Vanderstelt, Sophia Moore, Elise Baumann, Jackie Brines. Vanderstelt gives it to Baumann to Hogan. Hogan trying to drive at Chloe Wiegers, who gives it up. 8 to shoot. Skip to Brines, who goes down low to Moore. Fades away. Tough shot, no good. Baumann has the offensive rebound for the moment, but Wiegers rips it away. Knights second half starters, Chloe Wiegers, Hannah Saul, Anna Fernandez, Valerie Dirksey, Caitlin LaRue. Fernandez has it on a cut. Can't get the finish. Gets the offensive rebound. Baumann there to block it. It'll go out of bounds. Stays with the Knights.
Yeah, it looks like she took a hand to the face too, but right there you see the kind of like the added plus of having that height advantage, right? Which we kind of talked about earlier in the first half, that the Hornets were getting beat out in the paint because of that height disadvantage. So good to see that the pairing's back up, and it looks like it's less of a mismatch, but still a mismatch in height.
Hogan gets the takeaway, goes the other way, and finishes.
Beautiful, and it's going to be runs like those that are going to push the Hornets to close this gap and maybe pull off one of the best upsets I've seen all season.
16-point Calvin lead. Kalamazoo's been as close as 15 since the Knights took their largest lead of 26. Dirksey into the paint, dumps it down to Fernandez. Short corner J is good.
Jump shot is good by Anna Fernandez.
Hogan brings it back for the Hornets. Brines in the slot, slams on the brakes, gives to Vanderstelt. Over to Hogan, tries a three, couldn't get it to go.
Yeah.
And then Moore nearly ripped it away, but a foul.
Definitely Hornets are going to have to keep it clean this second quarter and beat them out in this third quarter, really. Just in general, beat them out. We got to keep it clean and just continue to push forward. I need to see the bench continue to be hyped, continue to bring the energy, because in moments when you're down, it's especially those moments where that bench comes in clutch and picks up the team.
Dirksey looking for Saul, got it to her, and then it was loose, and Moore's got it. Ahead to Hogan, all the way to the rim, couldn't finish. And now the Knights can push. Fernandez drives into the paint, gets all the way to the rim, tough shot, and she got fouled.
Yeah, tough shot there and good foul call. Hornets not going to be wanting to give up those type of calls, though. You don't want to give off like the smaller points, especially when you're kind of getting beaten up in the paint a little bit. So something that the Hornets are going to want to clean up.
2 for Fernandez. First one is good. She'll have one more. It's away, it's good. Fernandez having a pretty nice game so far for the Knights as the lead up to 20. 12 points, or 13 points now, leading Calvin, leading all scorers. Brines has it, drives at Fernandez. Out to Baumann, now to Vanderstelt. Scoop shot is good.
Yeah, beautiful there. Vanderstelt in a good position and just a good scoop there.
Saul had it blocked. Fernandez in some trouble to Saul. A beautiful find to LaRue for 2.
Yeah, and again, remember I talked about finding those answers to Calvin's defense, and it looks like Calvin is thought about the same thing but for the Hornets, and they found those type of things that will answer to the Hornets' man-to-man defense.
Hogan drives and fouled. She will shoot two as Taylor Denda in for the first time this half for Kalamazoo, and Sophie Sensnig in for the Knights. Shot goes for Hogan. Second one, no good. And Ballman knocked out of bounds. The ball goes out.
Tough there.
Go to Calvin. So the Knights will have it. Hernandez out to Sensenig. Drives and kicks. Hernandez tries a three. That came up short. Dinda goes to get it. Tried to throw it off of Fernandez. Instead, it's a turnover, and Fernandez will get a short jumper that rattles off. Saul using her height for the offensive board and draws a foul.
Foul on the Hornets, number 22, Lauren Vanderstelt. Her third, team's third. And checking on for Kalamazoo,
Sophia Moore in for the Hornets. As Vanderstelt will come out. Saul shooting two. The first one comes up short, no good. Second free throw drops, so Saul has split both pairs tonight. Custer will come into the game. Calvin back to the 20-point lead. Dinda's got it for the Hornets on the wing. Tried to give it to Brines, who was looking to maybe curl. Now Hogan finds Brines on the block. Brines trying to step through, tries to create space. Couldn't get it to go. Now Calvin pushing again. Wiegers was looking behind her. Now in some trouble. Dumps it to Sensenig. Out to Wiegers. Now Sensenig, this will be a long two. That doesn't go, and a strong box out and rebound by Moore. Hogan spinning over to Moore. Pulls up, couldn't get it to go. Races for her own board. Gets another try, couldn't get it to go. And Moore took a shot to the midsection. As now Fernandez to Sensenig. Another long two. That doesn't drop. Custer, the offensive rebound. LaRue gets an open look. That one doesn't fall. Another offensive rebound for the Knights. And the pass thrown away. Hogan will have free reign of the basket for an easy two.
There you go. And Hogan just alone that whole time was able to just sneak it back to the basket, and an easy two for Hogan.
Here's Sensenig going at Bauman, and she got fouled. This will take us to our first media timeout of the second half. 4:47 to go in the third. We are where we started the second half. Out of the break, pair of free throws for Sophie Sensenig.
Yeah, in these first couple minutes of this third quarter, just not the cleanest play from either team. I think both having some hiccups and just needing to clean it up in general.
Free throw good for Sensenig. 65% free throw shooter, a good one. Second one drops. Dirksey back in for the Knights. Some full court pressure from Calvin. They'll try and make it tough on Hogan, but they break the press. Crossover, Hogan pulls up. The jumper goes.
Oh.
Hogan starting to heat up a little bit. Now up to 13 points.
I mean, and it can only be helpful if Hogan starts to warm up now. Nice little dagger, too, there.
Custer to Fernandez. As Louis Wilkes, who just came in guarding her, crossover into the lane and a tough finish. Now we're trading buckets. Right now, Moore gets a three, missed everything. Ball falls right into the arms of Fernandez, who begins the push. Hallowell didn't want it. Now Custer. Spinning. Gets it up, no good. Moore the rebound. Moore pushing ahead. Into the paint, out to Dinda. Corner three, got it.
Oh, you betcha. Dinda in that corner three.
Hornets within 17. Hallowell to answer. She does.
Oh, man. And, you know, I mentioned that corner three for Dinda earlier. You think they heard me a little bit?
Maybe. That's certainly possible. We stay at 20, though, and then Hogan's going to be fouled. I believe that's going to go on Custer, which would be her second. Yes.
Going to give the Hornets a free, I believe, free chance here, so maybe they can capitalize.
Second one of the quarter against Calvin is Saul back in, Lindsay Minderhout in as well. Dinda gets it into Wilkes. Around the screen from Cook. Wilkes drives, got fouled.
Again, I think it's going to be more the plays dishing it outside from the paint that are going to be helpful to the Hornets. I just think that Calvin is really have the paint game on lockdown today.
Wilkes split her first pair. It's the first free throw. She has one more. Gets it to go. And the Knights bring it over. Saul, beeline to the basket. She scores. Saul came into this game scoring about 6 a game, about 47% from the field. Tonight, she's in the double figures with now 12. Wilkes crossing over, looking for space, gives it to Vanderstel. Wants a three, no good. It's going to be deflected out of bounds. Hornets will keep it.
Yeah, good positioning there by the Hornets, able to get this one.
Back on for Kalamazoo, Elise Bauman, and Caitlin LaRue.
Bauman back in for the Hornets and LaRue in for the Knights. Hogan goes away from the screen, leaves for Bauman. Long two, too much. As Hallowell slows it down into pressuring. Now Saul lost it. Got it to LaRue. It's going to result in an open three. That doesn't go for Minderhout. Hogan viewing the options now. Vanderstel tried to enter it in to Ballman. Allowall got it to Dirksey. A little dream shake, but it doesn't go. Now Hogan, a ripping to go to the baseline. Tiptoes to stay in bounds. Now Wilkes wanted it, got it, couldn't get it to go, and it's going to be deflected out of bounds. Hornets will keep it.
Yeah, Hornets going to get another opportunity here. They need to continue to try to capitalize on these moments. These are free opportunities. The shot clock resets, and really everything can go their way if they really play it the right way.
Brines back in for the Hornets. Inbound to Hogan. Dinda got a look from three. Connects again.
Oh, you betcha.
Third one for Dinda.
Damn, you can just feel the heat coming off of Dinda right now and really bringing the momentum back to the Hornets.
They still have a large deficit at 17. As the entry pass and the kick out, Minderhout near the baseline, turned over. As Hogan dribbled off of someone's foot. Dinda has hit three, might be looking for another. Instead, it's a mid-range jumper. That doesn't go.
Yeah, I kind of seen a little bit of a misstep when she set up for that shot. Overall, just keep moving, Hornets, and push it back to your half.
About a 13-second difference between the shot and the game clock. Saul out to Minderhout. Now LaRue, 8 to shoot. LaRue got a step on Dinda. Floater goes through the lane. A tough, tough bucket. 8 seconds. Hogan looking to create. Hogan spins out to Dinda. Can she get another one to go? Whoa!
That's what I call beauty.
Got the bounce and it drops, and a huge shot for the Hornets brings them within 16.
Monstrous.
Still a long way to go. We go to the fourth. Knights up by 16. Start the fourth, it's Knights basketball. Taylor Dinda with 4 threes, 13 points for the Hornets. Dirksey to Fernandez. An entry to Saul. Got fouled, got it to go.
Can't afford those anymore. Hornets are going to need to clean it up in their defensive play.
Fourth on Vanderstel. So Moore will come take Vanderstel out, take some length and height out of the lineup, which is not ideal for the Hornets. Dinda, by the way, does have a new career high with the 13 as that free throw came up short, but an offensive rebound. Saul drives, got fouled again. Third one on Sophia Moore. Saul back to the line. That one goes. Saul now 3 of 6 from the stripe. Second one goes as well. Another stat for Dinda. She's got a new career high in threes made in a game with the 4. Hogan around the screen. Gives to Ballman. Has it taken away and then deflected out of bounds off of Saul.
Yeah, Bauman took a hard hit. Hard fall, really, there. Kind of looking for her to shake it off now.
Back on the floor for Kalamazoo, Josie Cook.
Turn and go for Hogan. Goes around the screen, mid-range J, got fouled in the act. And so she will shoot 2.
Yeah, you can kind of see Calvin notice the power that Dinda holds as of now and really has her on lock now. So the Hornets are going to have to be looking to answer to that.
2 shots, Ruby Hogan.
Shot goes for Hogan. Second one is good. Wiegers to Dirksey. Looking for LaRue on a cut, and she got it to go.
Layup for the Knights, Caitlin LaRue.
Rhines got around an illegal screen, and it will send it back to the Knights.
Offensive foul on Sophia Moore for the Hornets. Her 4th. And now checking out of the floor for the Hornets. 33,
Hornets make a new sub. Dazia Lopez, junior from Chicago, in for the first time. With 8:40 to go. Calvin leading by 20. Wiegers drops it off to LaRue. Now Dirksey. And a foul is going to be called on Dinda.
Those smaller little pickup fouls that Kalamazoo seems to be picking up. Just they can't afford to continue to lose those to Calvin.
Fourth one already, and they throw the inbound pass away.
Well, that might be a little bit helpful.
The ball will be back in the backcourt because of it was not touched. And Calvin is going to take a timeout. 8:27 to go. Knights with a 20-point advantage. Hornets with it. Calvin takes their first timeout they've called today. Hogan handling. Gives it to Brines. remaining schedule for Olivet, or rather for Calvin, they have one more game. They get Wednesday off. Then they travel to Olivet on Saturday as Brian's pass goes over the head of Lopez for a backcourt violation.
Yeah, just again another costly turnover here.
Calvin basketball.
And a 5-second call, so the Hornets play good enough defense to force a turnover.
Perfect. That's exactly best case scenario that you want to happen when you give up a turnover and get it right
Get it
back.
right back. We've seen that a few times today. Turnovers have gone back and forth. Second half, it feels like all the baskets have gone back and forth. And then another 5-second violation.
Yeah, I counted it there and just...
You could see Brad Doistermars, the official, was counting it. Fernandez around the screen. Out to LaRue. Now Dirksey. Leads for Sensenig. LaRue thought about a deep one. Now Uyghur's the assist leader for Calvin. Dirksey spins and scores.
Calvin just having a good day in the paint, I think.
Brines couldn't handle it. Around another screen to Cook. 8 to shoot for Hogan. Had it deflected, but a foul. As Vanderstelt and Ballman come back in. Hogan to Ballman. Has a lane to the basket, but Dirksey shut her down real quickly. Kalamazoo will keep it with 6:45 to go in the game. Inbound to Vanderstelt, steps into a three and got fouled.
Yeah, foul calls been a story for both teams, I think, really. Calvin really giving up more than I think I've seen them do before.
3 shots. Lauren Vanderstelt.
3 for Vanderstelt. The first one doesn't go. 0 of 3 at the line now for Vanderstelt. Quiet offensive day with 4 points. Second one also doesn't go.
Checking back on for the Knights. 34, Jamie Custer.
One more for Vanderstelt, trying to grab another point for the Hornets. This one rattles and then does drop.
Now checking on for the Knights. 34, Jamie Custer.
Custer into the game. And LaRue is going to get fouled on a curl by Dinda. That's number 2 on Taylor Dinda.
Yeah, I think Dinda was expecting the turnaround there, so kind of swatted her hand, and it was going to end in a foul call.
At the line, 2 shots. Caitlin LaRue.
2 shots for LaRue. 66% shooter, who was 2 of 2 tonight, missed the first one. One more for LaRue. It's away. It is good. Brines rips, drives, steps back looking for somewhere, spins, nearly had a look. Instead left it for Hogan. Into the paint, kicks out. Dinda, remember she's got 4 threes. Floats through the air and the shot doesn't go, and LaRue's got the rebound. 6 minutes left.
You wanted that one to fall for Dinda.
Senzenig couldn't get it. And Vanderstelt's got a board. That's her 5th. Brines into the paint again. Couldn't get it to go. Brines 1 of 7 from the field now. Not her night.
Yeah, but she had all the build-up steps correct, and it was just that finish that she couldn't have.
Hogan pressuring Uyghurs. Ball is deflected by Bauman, and Dinda gets the steal. Hogan able to finish.
Beautiful.
65-45 our score. Senzenig out to Custer. Hits another 3. Second 3 for Jamie Custer. Brines stops, steps through, gives to Dinda. Now to Hogan, trying to work in the paint. Goes out to Vanderstelt. 3 comes up short. Bauman had it deflected away from her. Hornets keep it. And that will take us to our final media timeout of this game with 4:33 to go. In this one, Calvin leading it 68-45. Excuse me. Hornets with it. Ball's rolled out of bounds, and Bauman got hit right on the mask.
It's got to sting a little bit.
Because it's against us, that's why it's not a foul.
Hornets will have it again. Hogan goes baseline. Left it for Vanderstelt. They are closing out real hard on Dinda. Now Wilkes floats it, couldn't get it. Vanderstelt and Saul battling. Vanderstelt's got it. Dinda with a fresh 20. Almost threw it away. Dinda got some space for another 3. That one doesn't go.
Yeah, just didn't set her feet properly there, but overall, Dinda just really getting locked down by Calvin.
Well, you're not going to hit all of them. Senzenig, that's going to hit that one. That's a tough hook, and the Calvin lead grows.
Like a hook dagger shot.
They are approaching their highest offensive output of the year. That was 77 that came against Lakeland on December 19th. LaRue has it blocked. Saul got it back, and she is fouled. It's going to go on Dinda. As Sally Merrill, senior from Hamilton, Michigan, will check in. First free throw is good. One more for Saul. That one comes up short but gets the roll, and Saul will exit now with 18 points.
Woo. Just 18?
That feels a little light, the impact she's had. And a foul's going to be called the other way, I believe against Hallowell.
Yeah, I thought we were going to see a call against Bauman. Sorry, not against Bauman, but she kind of took a charge a little bit, but I think they were paying more attention to who had the ball.
Wilkes with a great cut for two.
Woo! That was beauty.
Sensenig on Bauman. And unable to finish it was Minderhoud. 3 minutes to go. Wilkes to Hogan. Fakes, drives.
Oh.
Shot was blocked.
She had 3 on her at that
It'll
point.
go out of bounds. And Jalen Horn will come back in for the Hornets. Horn got her first career start today as a part of senior day. Hogan trying to create space. Drive, scoop shot, goes with a foul.
Talk about a hard finish.
A real difficult finish.
Someone's going to make it happen. It's going to be Hogan.
Ruby Hogan. Foul on the Knights, Jimmy Custer.
Free throw goes for Hogan, and Brines will come in. Hogan will exit, likely the end of her day, with a 20-point outing. Three for Sensenig, came up short. It'll roll out of bounds. 2:29 to go. (72-50). Knights lead. Wilkes just lost the handle of it, and Lindsay Minderhout has it. It's to Sensenig. So the remaining schedule in the final couple of games for the Hornets, they go to Alma on Wednesday as Minderhout misses the 3. Then they will finish the year up at Trine a week from today. As with dropping this game, they will be officially eliminated from the MIAA tournament. Vanderstelt looking for some space. Wilkes to Vanderstelt. Hook shot missed everything and rebounded by Custer. Hallowell hoists a 3, connects.
Yeah, that was a nice 3 there.
And Ryan Clark's going to take a rolling timeout just to make some subs as Lopez and Cook come back in. As freshman for Calvin, Lauren Van Summeren. From Midland, Michigan in, Jenna Williams. Sophomore from Big Rapids, Michigan in. Kalamazoo brings in, we're going to bring in a couple more, but then they don't, and Wilkes goes and gets fouled. And another sub for Calvin as Emma Minderhout, junior from Grand Rapids, comes in. Wilkes shoots 2, first one, no good. Second one good for Wilkes. And Kalamazoo will take another timeout just to make some subs, so they will bring in a couple of juniors, Macy Ivins from Three Rivers and Ella Boyer from Kalamazoo, as Bryans will come out and get her applause. As the ball is in the hands right now of Merrill. Caitlin Tolentino, sophomore from Bartlett, Illinois, has it. Spins on Boyer. Shot goes. Ivins has it for the Hornets. Gives it to Horn. Everybody wants Horn to take this shot. She drives. Kicks it out to Lopez. And Lopez shuffled her feet. And a couple more subs for the Hornets, as Horn will get her applause on senior day, as Kalamazoo brings in Autumn Hummel, sophomore from Kalamazoo, and Kendall Kirschman, junior from Kalamazoo as well. Williams stops, fades, shot doesn't go. Hummel nearly had the board, and it's picked up by the Knights. Out to Merrill. Tolentino. A three for Emily Minderhow doesn't go. Ball is loose. Lopez has it. Throws it ahead to Hummel. Hummel pushes ahead to Boyer underneath the basket. Shot doesn't go as the buzzer sounds. And that will be the final. Calvin will win this one by a final score of 77-51.
Yeah, and overall, we said it was going to be a tough one, and that's what it was, right? It's just not the cleanest play, honestly, from both teams. But was it what I expected? No, honestly, I thought I was going to be expecting cleaner play from both the Hornets and Calvin. I think Calvin really had the paint game on lock today, and I think that Kalamazoo just couldn't come up with the best answer for it. I think one of their best moments was that 11-0 run that they had going on. Again, Dinda coming in with those threes, something big that I talked about, and something that she did show up with, and I think they could have utilized that a little bit more and closed this gap. There was an opportunity for both sides, and I think Calvin just came out on the better side of things today.
Some final scores. Hannah Saul leads Calvin with 18, Anna Fernandez with 15, Caitlin LaRue with 12, Jamie Custer with 10, and for the Hornets, Ruby Hogan led them with 20, Taylor Dinda with 13, a career high, including career high for three-pointers. That'll just about wrap up this broadcast. Our next basketball broadcast and our last basketball broadcast of the 2024-25 season will be on Wednesday when the Kalamazoo men's team has their senior night against Trine. The defending national champs will be in the building. It will be fun to watch. And we thank everyone who has tuned in today, any game this year, any game over the past few years, as we are about to sign off here from Tisch Loveless Court inside the Anderson Athletic Center. We're going to have our most valuable professor ceremony. Then we will end this broadcast. So we thank you all for tuning in. And my name is Zach Metz. Next to me, Maya Pasillas. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night. Your final score, Calvin 77, Kalamazoo 51.